National artists are coming around. One of the top squash players in the world from England is also coming around for this one. So it's huge, and it's good.
It's still part of the Lagos International Sports Classics, a series of events that targeted at enhancing the profile of sports in Nigeria. Interestingly, football is not part of these classics. The emphasis is to beam the spotlight on other sports that normally wouldn't get a mention. And
England's Adrian Grant,
formerly in the world number 10,
formerly in the world number top 10, is one of the best squash players in the world.
Well, you see, when you put the prize money and you put a dollar sign in front of it, you are sure that you will attract the best in the world. The best in the world. So that is one of the major reasons why these kind of athletes will be coming here. But a lot of plaudits, a lot of commendation must go to the Lagos State government, must go to Commissioner of Sports, Waido Shodi, for what they are doing for sports in Lagos and in Nigeria as a whole. It's been absolutely brilliant. And if any of these competitions, the swimming classics, the squash classics, can meet up, can just equal the fabulous standard that we saw at the table tennis classics earlier in the year, I think they would receive nothing more than pass marks. Because the table tennis classics set the benchmark for any kind of competition you can possibly see. The swimming one has been absolutely. The swimming one has been sanctioned by the African body. I'm not sure whether the squash one has followed suit, but if we can see this on a regular basis, have a calendar, let people have something to look forward to. Football is not the only sport in the world. That is the truth.
Just to answer your question, Rod Smithington, who is a member of the referees committee of the World Squash Federation, will be a part of this tournament. So there's an international touch to it, and there's a standard to it. It's fantastic. As you said, the problem is, can we continue this long after Benetton Shodi is gone, long after Fashola has gone? Can this be structured in such a way that it happens and it sustains itself? For the Nigerian players, a whole lot of Nigerian players are expected. There will be a main draw for them starting tomorrow. So that those who qualify from this main draw will now go into the main competition and be able to fight for a piece of the $40,000 at stake. You that you've never played squash before in a long time, you can go and try tomorrow. Yeah, and see if you can make it through and get a slice of $40,000.
But on a more serious note, you and I followed squash. I think about 10 years ago.
Yeah,
there were a lot of activities.
When Kayode Roberts,
I mean, we had a whole lot of exciting, in the top ranking in the world. You know, I mean,
the Duro brothers.
I don't know what happened, but thankfully, there is a kind of revival. You know, our players can now look forward to something. You know, train, and when you are training, you know that you have a tournament to go.
Not just training and just training for yourself.
Absolutely,
you are training to be a part of a competition.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's an interesting one. Let's talk tennis now. The season ending ATP Masters is currently going on. It looks like Rafael Nadal will just be able to end the season as the world #1. Yesterday we told you about Novak Djokovic. He says he wants to see how well he performs at this ATP event at the O2 Arena to see if he will still have a chance of upstaging Rafael Nadal as the world #1 before the end of the year. But Nadal doesn't look like he's written that script. He wants to end as world #1 and is really showing champion stuff at this event. So let's bring you highlights of Rafael Nadal. We'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
It was a really important victory, double important victory, because that makes me qualify for that semi-finals, and at the same time I clinched the year #1. That's something that I said during the whole year. Is something that not worries me much, but at the end it's much better to finish the year #1 than #2. So very happy. It's a very important win, and happy the way that I finished the match, playing more aggressive.
All right, victory over Stanislas Wawrinka, guaranteeing that Rafael Nadal ends the season as the world #1. What is season for Nadal? This time last year, it was down and out.
Injury, he has a chronic knee injury, but anytime he's in top shape, I mean, he's the player to beat. And this year he has largely stayed out of injury, and he's doing well. So it's not surprising. He's a top player, top class player at any time.
All right, let's quickly talk about the UEFA World Cup qualifiers. This time next week, we will also be counting down to massive game in Calabar. Super Eagles of Nigeria against the Ibex of Ethiopia. We talked about the Ethiopians yesterday, but today we're moving away from Nigeria, Ethiopia. We're talking about Ghana, Egypt. Oye said a lot already about that game. Ghana should be worried. But what is Ghana afraid of? Not wanting to play where the Egyptians want them to play in spite of the security guarantees.
They have nothing to be scared of. I mean,
is it just mind games?
It's mind games. It's just they're just trying to unsettle the Egyptians. It's nothing different from what Ethiopia was saying when they were coming to Calabar about Nigeria is not safe. So I beg about what the Malawians were saying about how Nigeria is not safe, that FIFA should move the game from Calabar to Abuja or out of Nigeria. It's all mind games. It's allowed, in football. But as long as the host country, the host FA, keep a cool head and can provide security guarantees, then nothing should go amiss. But Ghana are just looking for a way to unsettle a team that is already thinking of how to rebuild, because there is no way I can see these.
Can anything still go wrong?
Resurrecting from a 6-1.
I don't see that happening. Not against this Ghanaian team.
Yeah,
not against this Ghanaian. Yeah, maybe you could give example of Russia against Nigeria. It took 15 minutes to overturn a 4-goal deficit, but that was a result of complacency. The Russians took their foot off the pedal and felt this was done. But Ghana, with the way they're going into this game, is going to be a miracle, for Egypt, and tragedy for Ghana for anything to go amiss.
Well, somebody said the last time water came out of the rock was during the Moses era.
when the Red Sea parted, the Egyptians were at the receiving end.
But honestly, I don't see how these Egyptians will play Ghana without the Black Stars scoring. They have a formidable squad. The team is united now. They have put aside every factor that destabilize the team. So I don't think. What is happening is that the Ghanaians, just like Tunde said, are just trying to cause more problems for
give them a lot to worry about
the Pharaohs of Egypt, so that every of their plans will come to nothing. Because when you travel to Egypt, I mean, it's a different kettle of fish. Right from the stadium to the airport to the stadium, you are going to face.
You're not just playing 11 guys on the pitch.
Absolutely,
they are playing against the crowd.
They are so passionate and there is so much, not going right for them.
Yeah,
the coach, in fact, some people asked the coach to resign
after this loss.
After the first leg, he's saying that his contract runs till after the qualifiers. So they are in turmoil, on and off the pitch. So I don't see anything.
It's a mission too far.
No.
A bridge too far for Egypt. All right, let's just update you because games are at halftime now. Results not very different from what we told you the other time. Basel 0-1 down at home to Steaua Bucharest at halftime. Chelsea 1-0 up over Schalke at halftime. Dortmund and Arsenal still goalless at halftime. Napoli 2-1 over Marseille, just as we told you the last time as well. St. Petersburg and FC Porto was early kickoff. It ended a long time ago, but Atletico Madrid have scored one more from the last time. They are 3-0 up over Austria Vienna at halftime. Ajax and Celtic as well, first 45 minutes goalless, and 3 goals have been scored at the Nou Camp, all by Barcelona player Tunde.
Yeah, but one of the goals was
own goal.
Was an own goal.